I found something terrible on the internet, and we're going to look at it together. Keep in mind, I wasn't always an art student, and I studied the authoritarian personality. This has been making the rounds a lot on Twitter. A lot of people have been sharing it and giving their 2 cents. I pulled this from Ask Aubrey's take on the whole thing. If you want to see more terrible things like this, and a feminist woman dissecting them and calling them out, you might get a lot of mileage from Ask Aubrey's content. This whole thing is peak authoritarian personality. Let's just get into it. They've done studies to show that men experience life-altering shame and deep moral injury when their women are ambitious and overachieving. I bet you there's a lot of non-authoritarian men who looked at that and read that and were like, huh? Because the thing is, this is a very authoritarian thing. There are a lot of authoritarian men out there who do feel personally attacked and injured and shamed when women are striving and achieving, especially when it's like their spouse. Because the authoritarian personality is very hierarchical, and the default positioning of men is above women. So to see a woman who is outpacing you and out-achieving you is really difficult to handle and deal with. And the additional problem here is that the authoritarian personality fears introspection. It feels inherently unsafe to them. Their alternative to introspection is just like keep busy and hope the feelings go away. Distract yourself until that sensation is gone. Which, now that I think about it, I bet there's a very high correlation between substance abusers and authoritarian personalities, but that's a conversation for another time. So because they can't introspect and because their worldview is so pervasive, that is the only way that they can view the world. They can't truly grasp that some people are different and have different motivations. And then that ends up being what you see here. Women strive to achieve solely to harm men. The authoritarian personality does not actually do anything for themselves. They are actually really divorced from their own desires. They do things to either gain and hold power or gain and hold resources. And additionally, they are viewing women that do this as violating this natural hierarchy. So they don't really want to handle the idea that women can be more. I think it would also be really destabilizing for them to consider the idea that women aren't doing this to harm men. Women are just doing this because they enjoy it, because they are happy, because it gives them joy. Like, I don't wake up in the morning as a student and a researcher and say, "Oh, I'm so glad I get to harm men today. I'm so glad my work brings moral shame." They don't understand that. And their solution is also deeply authoritarian. Any woman desiring self-actualization should be stripped of all human dignity. I can't handle that these people are thriving without me. Therefore, they deserve to be punished. It also speaks to the fact that authoritarian men view women in very specific ways. Women are viewed strictly in terms of the man's sexual prowess and output in children. Her life as a stay-at-home mother essentially revolves around the visible outputs of his sexual virility. And no, this is not the reason why everyone has kids. This is not the reason why, people decide to have families. This is specifically in the context of the authoritarian personality's worldview. So women who step outside of that, to them, deserve to be punished. And then that's where we get the second tweet. Women have to be monitored and kept on a short enough leash to prevent them from usurping education and accolades. Fathers have to punish masculine ambition in their girls. Notice specifically that he said masculine ambition. By default, the authoritarian personality views ambition as a masculine trait. They find it deeply unattractive in women. Non-authoritarian men see their wives succeeding and being successful, and they're proud of them. But authoritarian men can't do that, because the moment she is achieving, she is a threat. And then you see this reflected in the pseudo-feminine ideal, where they try to pretend that they don't have masculine traits, that they are the peak example of femininity and submissiveness and gentleness. I don't sit here pretending in how I talk and how I gesticulate that I am peak femininity. And I'm actually really okay with that, because my version of being a woman does include having certain traits that are considered more masculine. But the authoritarian personality can't handle that, and they punish it. So the surface level reading of this is accurate in that, my feelings can't handle your success. so we must punish you for having success. But under that, it gets so complicated. Anyway, this has become a very long TikTok, but that's fine. Twitter has nerfed my ability to do long threads of tweets because I don't pay for premium. Regardless, I hope you all have a good day. I have to get back to my art now. Bye.